All right, everybody, welcome to the Conserving Freedom Network. It's exciting for y'all to be joining us today. I have a very exciting topic. It's one of my favorites to discuss, and it's going to be truck guns. So we're going to talk a lot about the practicality of a truck gun, selecting the right truck gun, kind of what goes into your thought process as you are working through your decision to carry a truck gun. Which I think is an excellent idea, and it's one that I definitely think it can be beneficial to your self-preservation if it is done correctly, right? I think it goes back to, what is going to be the practicality, the situations that I feel like I'm going to get into that are going to, facilitate the truck gun that I choose. I think this is a fun conversation because it gets to a lot of deeper issues about preparedness, self-preservation, and thinking through scenarios because, let's face it, your self-defense scenario, your survival scenario that you play out in your head 100 times, that is likely not the reality of the moment, when your tools are going to be needed. So I have sort of switched my thinking to match my location, to match my most likely scenario to be in, to that in terms of, area and location, weather. A lot of my decisions are dependent on weather, and, exactly what is my truck gun, what piece of my get home, preparedness kit is my truck gun. Because again, it is a component, it is a tool of a larger get home system that I have. I do have multiple bags in my truck that serve as my get home bags. I do concealed carry. That is certainly a piece of my, self-preservation get home toolkit. We'll go over that as well. And then obviously I have my truck gun. So what is my truck gun? Currently in central Wisconsin, when it is minus 15 in the mornings when I wake up, I need something that I know is going to be rugged. I know it's going to survive being tortured, right? It's going to withstand the elements. And that is why my current truck gun is an AK-47. And yes, everybody can laugh. Why do I have an AK-47 as my truck gun? Are zombies coming? No, safe and clear. Magazine is empty. Safe and clear. Why is an AK-47 my truck gun? Well, I was sort of hinting at it. It is going to be the reliability of it, right? The bare bones simplicity of its design. It does not have fancy optics on it, right? There's nothing mechanical that, sub-zero temperatures are going to potentially break, right? There's no fancy red dots, no fancy tactical lights that, with a lot of contraction and expansion and, again, sub-zero temperatures, there's not a lot that's going to happen to it. These have very simple iron sights. This iron sight is going to operate, the same as it would in 100-degree heat as it would in minus 20, right? These are not going anywhere. They are not being distorted. This is a Zastava MPAP 70. It's in maple finish. Really awesome firearm. And again, simplicity of design. This thing is going to be in my lockbox, in my truck, when it is sub 15, minus 15 degrees outside. And throughout the day, it might heat up to 20, right? That doesn't sound like a lot, but 35-degree temperature change, again, the contraction and the expansion of parts. I'm not worried about this thing ever breaking down. I can put this in my truck and basically forget about it, and it's going to fire, how it should. It's going to operate. I feel very confident, in this gun. That's why it works number one for me. Number two, again, in central Wisconsin, I don't have a crazy commute to work. 25, 30 minutes does get relatively rural. if I am in a situation where my truck breaks down, if I do need to get home, maybe I have to spend a couple nights out in the wilderness. Again, working through my scenario. If I have to navigate through the woods in a relatively rural area, this can take down the wildlife that is immediately around me. I think another important piece of this, with the maple furniture, right, with just the wood furniture, I do have a scabbard on the side of my get home bag. So I pop my backpack on, it's got a scabbard on the side. This slips right into it, and the only thing exposed is right here, is a little bit of the handle and the buttstock, right? This might look like a little 22 Plinker. This might look like a little pump action shotgun. It's a tiny stock. This does not necessarily reveal itself to be, an AK-47 with a relatively large round, but I can hide what it is relatively easy for my situation. Your situation might not be like mine. Maybe you're deciding on, a gun to go in the back of your Polaris, right, as you're driving around in your farm. That might be a 22 caliber, right? I know a lot of guys who, have ATVs, have a Polaris. They pop a Henry lever action 22, right, into their Polaris, and it's used as varmint control, right? That works for them. That is their scenario. This is mine. This is what works for me. I feel very confident in this thing working in the extreme temperatures that I am in. Additionally, right, it is a component of my toolkit, right? So we'll put this back. It is one component of my toolkit. That works very well in tandem with my concealed carry weapon. So I carry a SIG P365X, safe and clear, visually inspect. So my 9mm is typically always with me. I've got ammo. Again, I've got extra ammo in my get home bag. It is, a good everyday carry gun. It is a piece of my toolkit. There is a time in my, situation, my preparedness situation, where this is not going to be enough. That is why, I carry my truck gun. So, it's all about building your self-preservation toolkit, right? I think that's a big piece here is a lot of guys, and, I get into that situation with my friends as well, where we start fantasizing about all these, different scenarios we may get into. That's just not likely going to be your reality, right? We can talk about having, the most kitted out AR-15. I need my night vision, and I need a light with 1,000 lumens, right? I need my sling that's going to perfectly deploy. There's a time and place for that, absolutely. I'm not saying that there isn't, right? And if that's the weapon system that you've chosen, God bless you. That is your God-given right. I'm super excited for you. It's not mine, right? I don't think that in my situation, if I strapped an AR-15 across my chest, threw my backpack on, right, had a plate carrier with me, had my radio, and I just started kitting out because my truck broke down, or I'm kind of stuck, in the middle of nowhere, I don't know if that works for me, right? I don't think there is a need for that. I don't need to bring that much attention to me. I'd also ask the question, if you really need to travel every day with that, where the hell are you living? And I would likely get out of there. But anyway, I digress on that. All right. If that's the situation that you are in, you need the high capacity magazines and you're carrying a bunch of different mags and you need all your tactical flashlights, awesome, that's your scenario. That's not mine. So I think it's important as you start to work through these things, what is going to be, your needs. I would say as soon as the weather starts to turn and it gets a little warmer out and we enter spring, I'm likely going to change out my truck gun because, the durability of my AK is what is winning the battle right now. It won't likely win the battle in the summer, and I will adapt to that as my get home bag changes. I'm probably going to ditch some of the warm weather stuff. I'll still keep some stuff, but my bag is going to start to change and evolve with the seasons as my self-preservation, my preparedness plan changes. And I think that's a really important piece of what makes a good, usable truck gun. It's not just popping the coolest thing in your, in your safe and rocking with that. It has to be practical to you. So I hope you enjoyed those tips. Make a great decision. Get whatever you want that's going to make you happy at the end of the day. I'm so blessed to live in America, and we have that right. So whatever you want to get, end of the day, go for it. That is just my take. That's how it's a piece of my toolkit. And stay safe out there, everybody. Thank you so much.